Darkcast Network. Indie pods with a dark side.
You are listening to Castles and Cryptids, where the castles are haunted and the cryptids are cryptic as fuck. And I'm your host, Alanna.
And I'm Kelsey.
And Gordo the cat may or may not be heard on mic, as he has intermittently been heard as we begun this recording.
Yeah, he's cuddled right up into me as we record.
Yeah, there was a little in the background just now. He really wants to be a star. We're not trying to make him the center of the attention, but
no.
sometimes. Oh. Born to be a diva. Kelsey's cat, and welcome back. We hope you all had a good Christmas, happy holidays, happy catmas, whatever you guys do. We're recording on New Year's Day. Yeah, we're a little behind. It's fine. I remembered making the post and being like, okay, we're gonna have a new episode next week and it's cryptids, and then I was like, oh shoot, I gotta type up those notes actually. Had put it off
same
till today. Yeah, we both finished our notes today.
It's okay. It's the weird in between Christmas and New Year's that time loses all, or days lose all meaning. Nobody knows what's happening. Everything's so weird, and
I know someone called it a name like Dead Week or something the other day or something. I was like, oh, okay. I can't remember.
I feel that. Gordo, you can't rub your face on the mic.
A lot of people take time off work, but especially on the half days, I'm like, I am not taking off a full vacation day when I only have to come in 3 hours on Christmas Eve or 5 hours on New Year's Eve. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll make it through the day. And oh my god, everything though is open in Alberta a lot here. I find that a lot different from where I grew up, because it's New Year's Day, things would be closed and everything is literally closed. And then today I was thinking about something I needed, and I look and I'm like, oh, Walmart's literally open, and
yeah,
grocery store open probably reduced hours, but still open.
Oh yeah, my work, they were 10 to 6 today. I didn't work, but
it's banks get the day off.
Yeah, federal things will get it, but most other places it's not really a recognized day.
Right, so it's up to the business. So yeah, It's weird. I always found it crazy how many stores stay open here, and people just be ready to shop 365 days a year. You're like, I mean, okay.
If the store is open, they'll make enough money that it'll have been worthwhile for them to be open for the day. So
that's true.
They keep doing it.
Whatever. I almost said communism. That's not what I was trying to say.
Capitalism?
Yeah, and then I was also thinking of the word commerce a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I wonder if that's what happened.
Consumerism? Maybe that's the tie-in between the two. Consumerism?
Let's try to guess what Alanna was thinking. Who knows? Not me, usually. Oh my god. Actually, do we know what is this episode?
Stop.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, Gordo. Let me just let you interrupt. What did you have to say, sir?
He was just trying to use the mic to scratch his face, and that could be annoying. I don't know how that will sound on the recording. Just buddy, you can't do
that. I think this is episode 171, if I've got my numbers now corrected, because we took Christmas week off. Yeah, so that one obviously isn't an episode, so I had to adjust my numbers. And yeah, back to our bullshit, because you guys love it. You keep coming back for more anyway.
Yeah, we appreciate every listen, play, share.
Yes, every supporter.
Review.
Ooh. Tell your fucking friends about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so this time we're talking about some newer age cryptids, which I think will be fun.
Yeah.
Possibly very funny. I don't know.
No, Gordo's just being very distracting. He's buddy.
They do that. It's like when you're trying to leave for the work and they're trying to convince you of how cute they are and how much more fun you'd have just playing with them.
Absolutely. That's what he's doing, because as soon as I stop petting him, he's like trying to pull the headphones out of my ears. He's rubbing up on the mic.
Yeah. Or Fenrir will, he'll be sitting like face forward, like butt to you, like on top of your feet. And then you stop petting him. And he either like looks all the way back at you, like turns his head all the way back, or he'll start pawing the air in front of him, which usually means he starts pawing the coffee table.
Yeah.
Oh, Gordo, you just like did that directly into the mic that time you show off.
Oh, did he purr really loud that time?
Yeah, he must have turned his head because it just caught it for a second.
Hi, baby.
And Pat said that's like, sometimes he'll read or hear something where it's like, oh, and that's how the dog's trying to play with you and trying to pet you or whatever, like moving his paw and stuff. I was like, cute.
That's cute. I like that.
Yeah, I know. I think it's cute too. Or how like the dogs will make weird noises when you're playing with them, getting them all excited, and they'll be like, and Pat's like, oh, he's laughing. He's having a good time. Like,
yeah.
So that's how they like, I guess show their affection and stuff. Obviously, it's very cute.
Yeah. Gordo has that sometimes when we're playing. Because, like, when he's mad and he swats at you, he'll have his claws out and stuff. But I can tell a lot of the times when we're actually playing and I have, like, one of his toys, and a lot of them have, like, long arms. So I'll, like, hold it by the arms and kind of, like, swing it around, and he'll try and jump for it. And a lot of times if he accidentally, like, hits my hand or anything, his claws aren't out at all.
Right.
Yeah, which is nice. It's like, oh, okay, like you're actually like playing. You're not just trying to attack it.
Yeah. Reason why I'm always like, God, I should clip the dog's nails, because like he'll just go to, I'm sure he thinks gently paw me, but then his nails are so long and his paw's so heavy that he'll leave like a bruise. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gordo's like laying on me and he's doing the kneading, making biscuits, and I'm like, buddy, your nails are so sharp, you're almost drawing blood right now. Like, it hurts. And he's like, I'm so happy. I love you so much. And I'm like, the pain.
You need like a bulletproof vest, but claw-proof.
Yeah, I used to try gluing those little caps on his nails, but honestly, his hair is so long, and he was going through them so fast, it wasn't really worth it. It was really hard to keep on top of, so...
Okay. I've wondered when I've seen people use those.
Yeah, they can be useful. I mean, I did it for like the first month or so, but yeah, it's a lot.
Like nail tippy thingies. They're like rubber or something.
Yeah, and it definitely makes a huge difference. Like, but I was not very good at installing them, and because there's nobody to help me. So I think they're a lot easier to put on if you have one person that can hold the cat and one person that can put them on. But for you to be the person that's putting the glue in the nail and then trying to chase the cat, pick it up, put its claw, put the thing on in the span of like 5 seconds. Yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah, one more thing before we get off our cat or our claw tangent, but did you see, or did I tell you about the video I saw? And it's like this cute looking girl, and she starts putting this like cling wrap, saran wrap, whatever, around sort of her forehead, and you're kind of like, okay, where is this going? Like some beauty hack or some shit. But then like she starts putting peanut butter on it, and then goes down and starts clipping her dog's nails, and the dog's eating the peanut butter off of her head, so it's like totally focused up there so she can hold its hand. And I was like,
Smart.
oh, I've used like peanut butter on a spoon before, but he
Yeah.
kind of circumvents that by like dancing away from me in a little bit of a circle. I don't know. He just he figures out ways to not stay still. So
Yeah.
I honestly was like, I might try that. But
Yeah, that's a good
desperate
idea.
times.
Yeah, desperate times.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm ready. I'm
Yeah.
buckled in. I'm strapped on. You know what I mean? Tune in and turn me on. Fuck. Oh god.
I have a little bit about. I didn't know much about this. You probably know more than I do about like the newer cryptids and that kind of stuff.
I might be more online. It could be a problem.
Yeah.
I'm on like Reddit and some of those things. Someone asked me what Reddit was the other day. I was like, really? Oh, okay. No, you're not joking.
Oh,
Like,
I feel like even if you don't use it, you're at least like aware of, like, you would know it's a website.
yeah, I think that she more meant like, how does it work? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I probably
But
wouldn't really be able to explain that either. I'm not
yeah,
good
I
at
just got
using it.
on it a few years ago. I don't know why I say that. Like, what? But yeah.
Oh, you don't know? No.
I could probably be described as being chronically online. I don't know.
Yeah. So obviously with the internet, there's a lot of newer cryptids that
crop up. Yeah.
yeah, they kind of come up and they kind of go through like peaks. So they go, like, one of them starts up and everybody starts hearing about it, and then for
Yeah.
like a week or two, and then it kind of dies out really quickly, as opposed to probably like the older cryptids where their older counterparts where things are like over time, and they get talked about slowly over decades as more and more people learn about them. So
Right. They didn't go as viral or whatever.
yeah,
You
it's not
really
like
had
the
to.
trendy thing and everybody moves on and it's like whatever.
Yeah, because if you or your friend made up something, like it probably 15 million people wouldn't hear about it back in the
Yeah.
1700s.
Yeah.
Although word does travel fast in small villages.
Yeah, right.
But that's a fair point.
Yeah, so like because of the internet, these things take off a lot quicker, but they also die down a lot quicker, and things have evolved about how they kind of come about, as opposed to how word got spread like even 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Right. Like one person can just write something almost and it could
Yeah.
take off.
Yeah.
That's the idea with these podcasts. No. Two people could say a few things.
So they consider them like digital cryptids, the ones that kind of are born online. I didn't really know that. And then they refer to some of the older cryptids that have been around since before the internet kind of got involved in it as analog cryptids.
Literally, like clocks.
Yeah.
Like, wait, are we really going to analog or whatever?
Yeah.
Manual.
I was like, oh, that's funny. And like I also learned that there's a word called fakelore, fake folklore that's passed off as real to go along with these new digital cryptids.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, that sounds like a recent word. And then I ran across one of my sources that said that the term fakelore was coined by a folklorist, Richard M. Dorson, in 1950. I was like, what? Fakelore has been around? The word fakelore has been around since 1950.
Yeah, I was thinking of more modern things like the Reddit.
Yeah.
No sleep one where everybody tells stories and just acts in the comments and everything, as if everything you're saying there is real. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
we've had the term fakelore since 1950. That's kind of wild, like 70 some years ago.
Right, and now we say things like creepypasta, and that kind
Yeah.
of evolved. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in an article for American Mercury where he defined fakelore as a synthetic product claiming to be authentic oral tradition, but actually tailored for mass edification. You're like,
Okay.
yeah, which is like, like I can see that's definitely what a lot of people are doing. Maybe when they're making up stuff online, they're hoping to go viral, get it spread as quickly, as fast as possible.
Yeah, get it out there in the consciousness, in the whatever, and that just becomes part of the lore. Gosh.
Yeah. Often digital cryptids can take on a life of their own with people's interactions with like the original post and original even artwork that can go along with it now, leading to people posting their own stories and further artwork that helps spread the legends even further than they would have before.
Yeah. We're kind of part of that problem.
Yeah, right? I know some
Yeah.
of the examples I have, I'm like, ooh, I remember when these happened because they're so recent. And it was like, and I definitely, like I wasn't on there making stories or anything, but I was definitely like Googling it every couple days to be like, oh, is there new information?
Oh my
So,
gosh, right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
It was a moment in time.
yeah.
Okay.
As you mentioned, so early internet helped spread these creepy stories and images through what was originally kind of these chain emails being like, forward this to 10 friends or you'll
Oh
die.
gosh.
You
Yeah, the
miss those emails.
superstitious
Yeah.
emails. Yeah, what the hell? Chainmail, yeah.
Yeah. um
Don't love it. I'm
uh
glad that's gone.
yeah. Also on message boards or chat rooms, with the copy and paste style of storytelling evolving into what become called as copy pasta, and eventually, after
Mm.
like copy paste, and eventually became renamed as creepy pastas. With like the creepy pasta website starting and all that, as kind of, I'd say like I don't know, like catalog, kind of more so a collection of all the stories that people are like doing instead of them just being posted at random on a bunch of different areas.
Right. Yeah, I like how that word evolved too. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought I had heard before that creepypasta was like copy and paste. But I didn't realize it was like from the copy and paste like emails where it'd be like copy and paste this into a new email, like it would tell you to do that. So that's where they got it
That
from.
makes
It wasn't just,
sense. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh,
Just
that's actually kind of cool because it was like, yeah, that was always included in the email. Copy and paste this
we know
into
how to
your,
copy and paste, guys.
yeah.
It's like control V all every day.
Right. um so I had some cool information. This was all from skepticalinquirer.org. I guess this is
Oh,
like,
yes. I've heard of her, I think.
I don't think I've ever gone on this site before, but they had an amazing like write up about some of the more famous ones that have happened. And I think only one of them I hadn't really heard about.
I wonder if our algorithm drives us more to the non-skeptical websites.
Maybe.
They're like, Snopes, you don't need that. You need bigfootbeliever.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what fucking Google has learned about me? It's like,
I
yeah.
know. I swear when I was getting my teeth cleaned, she said something about, oh, now I said something too much and I'm sorry if your phone pulls it up. And I thought, oh gosh, sometimes I just forget that, like, Yeah, can it still be listening when it's like it's just in your purse? I don't know. I don't understand how any of this works. It's beyond me.
Yeah, I think I have all that stuff turned off. Like, at least.
Okay. You're good
Yeah.
about turning stuff off. Autocorrect.
Yeah, like mine just does the underlines and it will like suggest stuff, but it doesn't normally change words on you. Less problems that way.
Yeah, but if there's like some cool setting that's like stop listening to all my conversations, I definitely want to know about it.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, so this was like actually a really well done article. I can't remember who it was by, but it was Skeptical Inquirer.
Right.
Saying that digital cryptids, although not always the product of a creepypasta, largely operate in like this similar way, beginning with a core story that is retold and can change with each retelling. And then they mentioned the Slenderman creepypasta, which is probably, I'd say, like the most famous one.
I think so. I wondered if one
Yeah.
of us would talk about him. It feels like he deserves a mention.
Yeah, I do have a little bit of information, not a whole lot, because I mean, I feel like it's been talked about so much before by
If you listen to
people.
podcasts, yeah, you've probably heard of it.
Yeah. For those who maybe don't know, Slenderman is a mythological creature often depicted as a tall, thin figure wearing a black suit and a blank face, like doesn't really have any features. And
Like he's wearing pantyhose over his face. No, I don't know. But it kind of has that kind of weird feel to it. I don't know.
yeah,
Featureless.
yeah, no orifices is
Ugh.
yeah. It was
Yuck.
created as part of a Photoshop contest on Something Awful by
I
Eric
do remember that website.
Knudsen.
Somethingawful.com. Okay.
I've never heard of that site, but
Oh, really?
yeah, but it was
I mean,
created by Eric
early internet.
Knudsen. And when the first Slender Man images were uploaded to Something Awful, they came with their own folklore, so I guess this was the caption. One of two recovered photographs from the Sterling City Library blaze, notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished and for what is referred to as the Slender Man. Deformities cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence, and it was dated 1986. With the photographer listed as Mary Thomas, who was listed as missing since June 13th of 1986. And that was like the original caption of the original picture that was posted for Slenderman.
Oh.
So that's like where it all began, which I don't think I had really known. That like that's how it
lengthy
started.
caption.
Right?
Yeah.
But that was
that
like,
it was
I
a
guess, the whole
contest.
story.
Right.
Yeah. The picture is creepy. Sorry, I actually forgot to put the pictures on the drive. Hold on. I have a folder. Oh. Actually, I don't have a folder.
Too, actually.
I didn't even create a folder. Jesus Christ. Hold on.
It's because you didn't want Slender Man to infect you.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Slender Man, Slender Man. Coming wherever your computers can.
That's pretty good.
I don't know.
Look out for Slenderman.
Yeah. Makes a virus any size.
Well, did it actually? My drive? Okay. Yeah, I uploaded in the drive. You'll get spoiled. I didn't...
Okay.
Yeah, you'll know right away about my other ones I'll talk about. But yeah, it's creepy. He's got like the tentacles for fingers kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think
like,
I've seen
creeping.
pictures too. I'll look in a minute because it's like, yeah, it's just everything. He's so elongated.
Yeah, this one, I guess it's I mean, he looks tall compared to the children, but I wouldn't say he looks as crazy as I've seen him look in some of the other pictures that people ended up posting afterwards.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
generally, even to describe someone as slender, there's nothing sinister really about that.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, just a thin dude. It's like a
And this one, it
cryptid, but
even
basically his name's
looks
Thin Dude.
thin dude. It
Yeah.
even looks like he almost has hair. Like, I can see, like,
Oh,
kind of like
really?
the bottom. Yeah, I
I
think
thought he had
it
like a
looks like he has
hat.
hair.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen him with a hat. I've seen him without a hat. This original
Yep.
picture looks like he has hair a little bit, but
Weird.
so what began as this image with folklore associated, soon inspired countless creepypastas. And while Nudson's intention was to create something whose motivations can barely be comprehended, um, almost immediately people started creating their own fan art and fan fiction of Slenderman that expanded and elaborated on his activities, and then like gave him all these sorts of powers that he could do,
Okay.
and stuff. And while the original context Knudsen placed Slenderman in had the creature acting as a sinister force that would lure and kidnap children, many later stories depicted in YouTube series and blogs, and even video games and that kind of stuff, depict Slenderman as stalking anyone unfortunate enough to catch his attention and tormenting them with slender sickness. Which I don't think I'd heard of that before. The slender
Does it help you
sickness.
lose a few pounds? Because if so, I'm kind of in.
No, doesn't seem to. It brings about nosebleeds, rapid onset paranoia, nightmares, and delusions that can sometimes drive people insane, resulting in their acting as a sort of proxy or agents who enact Slenderman's incomprehensible agenda. Like,
Wait, didn't you say you had some weird nosebleeds the other day?
I know, I did think of that when I was reading that. I was like, oh no!
It's just dry here. It's just dry, damn it.
I got the slender sickness.
Oh my gosh. So weird.
Yeah. So that's Slenderman. I don't think I talk about him anymore. There's so many things if you want to actually just look up Slenderman.
Yeah. True crime cases associated, I think, with that one. Yeah. It's like, oh boy.
Yeah, one thing I hadn't heard of, I recognize the name, but I don't really know anything about it. From the site said another example of a cryptid with fake lore would be the rake. Do you know what the rake is?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't really heard of this one. I like recognize the name because when we've looked up like creepypastas in the past, I've seen like stuff talking about the rake, but I've never really clicked into it. But it's a similar type thing. It was described as a strange pale-skinned creature that stalks its victims on all fours, and has the appearance of a somewhat resembling a mutilated dog. Which,
oh, weird. Okay.
yeah, it's like some weird dog thing. It originated, I guess, on 4chan's like boards back in 2005. So like a long time ago. After back a million years ago.
When we're talking about new cryptids, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost was like, isn't that an old-timey word I've heard for like almost like a rogue or something, like kind of an old-timey word for kind of that type of guy. But now I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard it described like a type of person. Yeah.
Something, right? So I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was, I guess, created or originated on 4chan's message boards in 2005 after an anonymous user posted, "Hey, guys, let's make a new monster." And I guess, like, collectively, some people might have worked on it. The fictitious origins of the rake allege that the earliest reporting sightings began in 2003, but were suppressed following a media blackout. And then working together, several eyewitnesses uncover historical documents. They love doing that, including a suicide note from 1964, a journal entry translated from Spanish, dated 1880, and a mariner's log from 1691. So old.
A mariner's log?
Yeah, a mariner's log. Indicating the rake had been creeping into people's bedrooms and killing them for centuries.
All right then. So it shall be said. Like, so it shall be known.
Yeah, right? So it shall be typed, and it shall be known.
Yeah. You're like, but the first time we heard about this wasn't until 20 years after it supposedly happened or something. You're like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Not all internet cryptids originate from creepypastas. I remember this happening in April of 2022. AI art enthusiast Steph Madge Swanson uploaded images of what they referred to as the first cryptid of the latent space. And that was, I think it's Loab. Do you remember Loab?
Okay.
Loab.
Yeah, I thought it was
like Loab
or something. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. With the long hair, right?
Yeah, like there's some creepy ones. I found a cute little, well, I don't want to call it cute, but I found a nice little collage of like some of the pictures.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll have to now I have to make sure my drive's open.
So, I have to go back. Yeah, Loab, by giving generative AI specific text or images, these algorithms such as ChatGPT and DALL-E learn the patterns and structures common to millions of images culled from a database and generate image or texts according to those parameters. So she had like typed in kind of she says different things. It was like really confusing and I couldn't really follow her explanation of how she ended up with these images.
Yeah. So gross.
Yeah, very creepy. According to the original
or else
poster.
She's just had a hard life and she has rosacea. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Because it looks like a weird woman with like red cheeks, sort of. Mm-hmm. Right? That's the one. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So unsettling. Oddly unsettling.
It is. Loab was generated through, according to Swanson, some kind of emergent statistical accident, but she further claimed that something about this woman is adjacent to extremely gory and macabre imagery in the distribution of the AI's world knowledge, and that images generated from the original Loab image inevitably devolve into the grotesque. So like even when she tries to, I guess, like input like anything else to do with Loab to get like different images, she's saying that they always turn out like grotesque and like disturbing, even when that's not what she's trying to input into like the AI program she's using.
So weird.
Yeah. She said, personally, I think this sounds a little too far-fetched to be true. An AI-generated images whose creation is shrouded in mystery and keeps returning the viewer to disturbing images of horror and gore. Sounds more like something bordering on a creepypasta with fakelore to me. And apparently they weren't the only one. There was a Twitter or X user, who began posting chat logs between themselves and the original creator Swanson. And they were kind of claiming, quote, "I was around for the original creation of Loab and can confirm that it is not a creepypasta. This is an actual anomaly in latent space that infects images, and it's incredible."
What? Okay.
Yeah, it was really hard to follow, and even on like the site I was reading, two different sources were like even trying to explain how it could be possible that the images keep turning up a certain way is as confusing as saying that it would or wouldn't work. Like both sides, the argument is very confusing to try and follow. Both sides were even saying. So
Oh my god, yeah, that's okay.
yeah.
A little trippy.
Yeah,
I'm
they were
trying to
kind of
understand.
yeah, like it was really
Yeah.
weird. They were saying if you have like oh, I think this, hold on. Negative prompt use. Oh yeah, this kind of has a little bit. Not everyone is afraid of the digital demon because they're saying it like possesses the internet, and that's why she keeps showing up even when they're not trying to find images of her or like create more images of her.
Interesting.
There's somebody who works at the Alan Turing Institute of London who dismissed the hype around Loab, telling the New Scientist article that rather than something creepy, what this actually shows are some of the limitations of AI image generator models, and it may be that when a negative prompt is used, the resulting images are more constrained to like also be negative. So that one theory is that negative prompts could be more likely to repeat certain images or aspects of them, and that may be why Loab appears so persistently. Is it just doesn't have enough knowledge about those types of images to keep generating totally different ones, so it keeps doing similar ones because that's all it knows so far.
I guess.
Yeah.
They're doubling down.
Yeah. And this is the people who are arguing that it's like not real, which I find is hilarious because even their example doesn't make sense to us non-computer.
It's difficult to follow for me.
Yeah, right? That's why I was like, I'm not gonna get much into this. Theories about creepy demons are likely to continue to spread via social media and fuel public imagination about the future of AI, with the real explanation, or while the real explanations may be a little bit more boring, that people are just doing it and it's, you know.
Right. Oh, yeah. Kind of, probably, yeah, things that get into algorithm probably are more boring. We won't, like, even understand them really well.
Yeah, right?
But it is interesting to think of, like, maybe people typing in something like, I want a creepy cryptid or whatever, and what the internet comes back with is, like, kind of reminds you of sort of a harassed looking older woman. Where we're like, oh,
yeah.
yes, we're so monstrous, we women, as we age. And that's what the internet and everyone will tell you. Like,
right?
we just can't win. I don't know. Yeah.
One thing they also did mention was that there's Bernard Helvelmans, considered by many to be the father of cryptozoology, who said that cryptids are hidden animals or animals that are undescribed by science, but could be familiar to a local populace, like in which they live, so that we often indirectly know of their existence and certain aspects of their appearance or behavior. And according to this definition, a cryptid may be an animal that has only been described in folklore or oral tradition, with like not many alleged sightings, However, an
Yeah.
animal that is known to be a work of fiction technically wouldn't be. So they're kind of arguing that things like or fictional monsters such as Slenderman and the Rake, as well as works of art like Loab, shouldn't actually be considered cryptids, and like this term of digital cryptid is kind of misleading, because they aren't like actually cryptids.
Yeah,
Which
they're
was
not handed down stories from generation.
yeah, yeah, just
I
something
guess.
that's like existing online, but people are kind of like making up their own supposed sightings of it. Um, yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult to take the truth from fiction there almost. I don't know.
Yeah. Um, I did find some more stuff about Loab where like the creator of it, known as Super Composite, I guess on
Ooh.
I think it's on that's her Twitter like handle.
Yeah.
She was saying that after she created like the first image, she kept like feeding the image back into the AI program she was using and kept getting all these different
Ooh.
variations of it. Like, I think I ran across a thing that said that she had like over 1,000 variations of the same thing, like similar enough. And she was just posting a bunch of them to Twitter, but she said some of them were so gross and like gory and things like that that she couldn't post them or didn't feel comfortable posting them.
Right, but the
But
other ones, she's happy to put them out in the algorithm.
yeah, right?
I don't know. Okay.
But she herself admits that Loab isn't really haunted. But she is kind of interested in how the like Loab myth formed so quickly because like people started
Yeah.
interacting and doing the same thing and everything like that. And she said it feels super strange but cool for it to take off like this, with people calling it a creepypasta. Um, and she said the weirdest part is that future AIs will see everyone's pictures and memes of Loab now, so they'll start making even more Loabs, like the AI will. So
Well,
if we
yeah.
hadn't, right? Because it's exposed to more information because it's on the internet.
Oh,
Um,
God.
and that if they had wanted to try to get rid of her, that it's actually already too late to. And it's like, that's a good point. Like, everybody's
Damn.
frenzy of it will fuel something like it, like, reoccurring in the future.
Which sort of that's something that's a concept that's existed a little bit before the internet too, with ones that just kind of come about with our collective consciousness. Like I think the tulpas are one of those ones that are
Yeah.
kind of invented the more we think about them.
Yeah,
Ugh,
I think it's
creepy.
definitely easier to like make them now than it ever would have been in the past. Like, you'd be trying to
Yeah.
tell one person in a bar and they'd be like, "You're crazy," and they'd just punch you, or you'd get kicked out of the bar and
Yeah.
then you'd be like, "Oh," but now you can just post it on the internet and like,
It might reach a million people, you don't know. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's a lot easier.
Oh
Um
my gosh.
I, I do have a tiny bit about one other thing that I remember happening, and I'm sure you will too. Um,
Yes, and when you said looking in the folder, I might spoiler myself on what's to
I
come.
know. I was like the haunted image of Momo.
Okay,
What?
well, like, because I covered a guy with a similar name, and then I was like, should I include a little blurb about it? But then I didn't know what you were talking about, so yeah, yeah, no, this is good.
Yeah, the image is fucking haunting. I hate it.
Yeah, it's very the horror movie smile, like the exaggerated like
Yeah,
smile
it
or
looks like
shit.
Smile.
It's
Yeah.
pointy
But
chin, big eyes. Yeah.
yeah, like I remember when this was first happening. I remember the hysteria around it because this is only a few years ago. It was really like peak, I
Right.
guess, early 2019. Um,
Feels so
Yeah.
long ago now somehow.
Right? Oh my god. 1,000 years ago.
It was pre-Panini times. Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
the
excuse me.
supposed Momo challenge. Most of this is from
Right.
Vox.com, which
Oh, okay.
it was kind of interesting. This supposed Momo challenge swept panic across the globe. Images of the what they described as a demonic chicken lady, which I love because
I like
she
that.
does have chicken feet. It's basically like, I don't know, a
Ah.
crazy woman's head with a neck, and then it has like boobs, and then it's chicken legs, and then there's like
Okay,
no
because sometimes it's
torso.
just a close up of the face too.
Yeah, there's like more to the image. If you look up like the other ones, the one that they did is
Okay.
that become more famous is kind of like a cropped one, so it looks like she just has a bit of cleavage.
Right. Yes, 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 yes. I have seen the ones with some of the legs. It's a lot.
Yeah. This supposed uh creature, I'll call it, accompanied, or like pictures of this creature accompanied claims that it was encouraging kids to commit violence or even self-harm, while other
How?
iterations of the story claim to feature the terrifying image and that it was found spliced into children's programming that was airing on television like Peppa Pig, or it was found in
Oh.
video games like Fortnite, in videos posted to YouTube. I think those were people that were just doing that themselves online.
Okay.
But it added to the panic and stuff. There was even more news reports saying that the challenge had spread to Snapchat, which
Not Snapchat.
not Snapchat. Experts say that, however, there was no indication that children were being driven to suicide since the story had gone
No.
viral. And at the time, YouTube had previously said that no evidence of videos promoting the challenge had been found, and it had
Right.
since demonetized content that featured the signature Momo image. So it was like working against anybody that was like posting about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Fighting the Momo panic.
yeah, it
'Cause
really reminded me of like Satanic Panic. It was like, oh
oh
no,
yeah.
like
Find a creepy image,
mhm.
go on blast about it, and
Yeah.
just like watch clickbait happen.
Oh, so
Yeah.
much. I put that the hysteria around Momo was fueled not by victims, or supposed victims, or even the supposed victims' families, but by posts on the internet, mostly Facebook, with like the picture, and then it always has like captions. Hey, you gotta read this. You gotta protect your children. Spread this as far to
Yeah.
everybody you've ever met in your entire life. They need to know.
I
Uh,
think I read a blurb that it was retweeted from like one person, but like
yeah,
22,000 times. I was like, boy, okay.
yeah. Um,
Oh
Gotta love those Facebook posts. It's like, oh my god,
boy.
so annoying. Share this,
Facebook
or um
news is an oxymoron. Yeah,
my
I don't know.
favorite is like, Facebook has access to all of your pictures and all of your private whatever unless you reblog this post. And you're like, why the fuck
Oh
do you think
my.
that works?
Wait, what? Yeah, they have access to
Facebook is
everything
going to
anyway.
do this unless you reblog and share this post. Like, oh my god, what do you think you're doing right now? Like, are you
Oh
stupid?
no. I'm
Ugh.
getting all the old people.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
drives me crazy. Because then I'll have like hundreds of them on Facebook. It's like 80% of your feed, and you're just like, guys, like, this is doing nothing. It's just
Yeah,
sharing a post. It's not
I
changing
deleted
your
that app.
settings. Like, you need to actually go into your settings and change what Facebook has access to.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you would have to.
yeah, you don't just share a post on your feed or your wall and it magically changes your settings. I don't know how you think it works, but it doesn't work that way. Um, yeah. They did mention, I don't remember this happening because I don't follow her, but I guess Kim Kardashian got involved and that caused like even more eyes on the story when she asked her 129 million Instagram followers to pressure YouTube into taking down any of the supposedly harmful videos.
Oh no, she fell for
Yeah,
it.
right? So people just like bombarded YouTube with that, and then there was a flurry of information about it on the news, along with
Damn.
like just obviously it's parents trying to protect kids and everything, but it's from something that like wasn't even happening.
I know. They're always like, well, it's coming from a good place. It's like, yeah, it doesn't mean you're not doing harm.
Yeah, exactly. Even coming from a good place, you can be doing harm. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
totally. Often you are. Yeah.
I don't know what you were doing. I could hear you doing stuff in the other room.
Gordo, wait till the break.
Oh my god, buddy. Just stay over there, please. But the like statue that's featured in the image that's so popularized by Momo um is a
Yeah.
statue. It's called Mother Bird. It was made
Okay.
by an artist. God, I'm gonna butcher this name. I'm so sorry. Keisu Gasawa, who works with the Japanese special effects company Link Factory. And
Because
there was images.
Japan, of course, they make the creepiest horror movies.
Yeah, like fantastic job. I don't know what
Oh,
this was
yeah.
ever intended to be used for, but it's fucking terrifying. Like,
Oh, nothing if it's just art, right? But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you don't
yeah,
realize that one comes straight from someone's artwork that then like blew up as a
yeah.
weird internet supposed cryptid. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, there was images of the statue from a gallery display that first got posted and began circulating as early as 2016. So it wasn't like
Wow.
freshly posted to the internet when this happened. And
Okay.
this challenge was likely cooked up on a creepypasta subreddit that
Cooked
catalogs
up.
horror urban legends, and then they like utilized the image of the mother bird's sculpture, and it was
Yeah.
first added to, I guess they're trying to say it was first added to a creepypasta in July of 2018. So like um
Well,
eight
it's
or eight or
perfect for
nine,
something creepy.
yeah, like 8 or 9 months before it actually really took off. And from there the myth of Momo kind of took hold. um well, there's no evidence that the Momo challenge did lead to any actual self-harm. um
Oh, good.
I guess there has been other ones that was happening a little bit before that did happen in other countries where people did injure themselves and stuff because of like some
Oh,
of these other supposed internet challenges. So um I mean, it was like it did affect some people, not this one specifically. But then obviously without the infamy of the Slenderman like murder that happened, we likely would never see
yeah.
the type of panic about these kind of stories on the internet that we do see now.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah. Because you just don't know what to be
yeah,
concerned about when someone's gonna take it too far or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like you're dealing with kids whose brains aren't developed, and if they aren't in a position to like understand fully if something's real or not, or they're trying to
Yeah.
keep it a secret so they're not telling anybody about it where somebody could talk to them. Anything they're kind of like keeping it hidden, it's a lot harder. So that
Yeah.
definitely. But they did say that the Momo challenge had similar trappings of like the kind of panic that it created as the blue whale challenge, which was
That
another
one I don't
supposed.
know.
Yeah, I never heard about this. It was another supposed online suicide game with a series of tasks being sent to like participants over the course of 50 days.
Oh, okay. Sounds like
Yeah.
out of a movie.
I
But
guess it was
really
the same
sad
kind
if
of.
that happened.
Yeah, well, I guess it was the same kind of thing with them saying that this internet game was ultimately found out to be bogus.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't actually happening, but people were like claiming it was.
I mean, it only takes one case of something crazy happening for it to be tragic, but yeah,
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
sucks. Yeah, but then you find out they're not real, and so you're just kind of like, oh, well, another one of those like hoaxes or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. They also mentioned it was kind of like those falsely suggesting reports of that hordes of kids were eating Tide Pods.
Mm-hmm. They
Which I
compared
mean,
it to the Tide Pod.
I think some people did eat Tide Pods, right? Like at least a few people did.
I mean, yeah, I think maybe it happened once or twice, but not to the effect where everyone's like, "Oh, it's
They
called
were
a
locking them up in
challenge
grocery
now."
stores. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um
Ugh.
and then apparently there was also something about encouraging people to snort condoms. Did you ever hear about that one? I never heard about that one.
Sounds improbable. I don't.
Right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
If I did, I just missed it out of hand, out of nose.
Right? Snorting condoms. That sounds very difficult.
Blowing them with balloons, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Balloon animal condom? Sure.
What is snorting it going to do for you? I can't imagine why anyone would be encouraged to think that would have an effect, like, or
I
anything.
don't know. It makes no sense.
Ugh,
Yeah.
no, I don't believe it.
Yeah, but
I call bullshit.
those are some of the, I don't know, like weird cryptidy things that have come about
Yeah,
since the dawn of the internet. And it's like, really? They come and go so
yeah,
quickly.
almost like the first AI cryptids. I think I heard some of them called. Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, I think the one thing said the Loab was like the first
Right.
AI cryptid.
I think I remember hearing that. Yeah,
Yeah, but
but
there's definitely ones that
so
like
weird.
would not be around if it wasn't for like the interaction of people around the world over the
Yeah.
internet. Um yeah.
Yeah, because the internet is just kind of our new word of mouth, like,
Yes.
you know, way of, telling folklore. Yeah. That's all. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind
I
of
don't know.
crazy.
No, those were good. I'm ready for a quick break to clear my brain and then
Right?
tell you about one or two. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yo.
we'll be right back.
Or will we? Internet cryptids get us.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we're haunted right now. We've stared at too many supposed cursed images on the drive now.
We're just robots. All right.
Do you like history, but want to learn something new?
You mean something old? Like pre-1900s old?
Yeah, that.
Remember the episode about murder?
Which one? There were a lot of them.
Or all the forgotten women in history that are actually pretty awesome.
How about all those cannibalism episodes?
No.
If any of this has sparked your interest, then you should join us every Wednesday for new episodes of Age Crime.
It's the show where Lindsay and I discuss funny, strange, and obscure crimes with some paranormal stuff sprinkled in. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
And we'll see you next time with another tale
as old as crime.
And we are back. We ended on a Momo, and we're going to start this segment on a Zozo.
Mozo.
Oh, God. It's one of those ones, though, where I'm like, every time I have to type it in, I'm like, I don't like how many times we are having to use this name. People always experience weird things after saying it too much or whatever the case.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't know. You hear that about a lot of them, so it's creepy, right?
Yeah.
But since this one is the Ouija board demon, I think as long as we're not playing too many spirit board games, we should be okay.
That's good. I don't fuck with Ouija boards.
No, but you did talk about them, which I will.
Yeah.
See what episode that was in, because I had to look it up. It was a while ago. This guy's also, or this girl, or whatever, is also sometimes called the red-faced demon.
Oh.
Yeah, red, black face. I don't know. Picture Darth Maul, if you will, maybe.
I will.
Their origin story is they're a fallen angel who was banished by God and is summoned through the spirit board, other communications, like with the undead, such as seances, etc. And the Zozo, he rose to power in hell, is part of Satan's circle, and he's pretty high up there. He's a pretty big baller.
Nice.
Down there. It's a book. One of his first appearances may have been in an early 1900s article where it said, like this source said, a character named Brooke Kenilworth, quote, has her soul taken by her husband named Zozo. So I don't know. I'm like, the husband named Zozo? It's like that man-eating chicken, man-eating chicken, you know?
Yeah.
We need the punctuation.
Damn.
It was a little confusing to me. And I tried to find the original source that talked about that, like, and I couldn't. Apparently mention of it has also been made in a book known as the Dictionnaire Infernal, which is just French for the Infernal Dictionary. So I'm like, damn. These are both sources I wish I could find more information on.
Yeah, what's the Infernal Dictionary?
I fucking don't know. I think
just a hardcore dictionary? What is it?
I'm trying to remember if I even tried to look up that one too, because I was having no luck trying to look up where the first character Brooke came from. But anyway, we may or may not have been under more time constraints where I felt like I need to get this done.
Yeah.
Because I promised them an episode and I mentioned it in the post I made on Instagram this week. Hello. I was like, oh no.
That's why we don't make promises. No.
Never. Yeah. Under promise, over delivered.
Yeah.
Okay, but as I figured out, we know from your coverage on Ouija boards in episode 48, Haunted AF Objects.
Damn, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. We'll finish this sentence and then tell you how I found that. The boards go back to the late 1800s and the wave of spiritualism that followed the American Civil War and its aftermath. I went through our Instagram post because I knew you talked about Ouija boards, and I remembered making the post and that, like, using some images, and I was like, this will probably be the easiest way for me to actually find it rather than go through like our Spotify
fair
episode guide. It's real, you guys. When podcast listeners make episode guides and they're so grateful, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I've covered. How do I search within my own show?
Right? Yeah, it's difficult sometimes.
So hard. So yeah, Ouija boards go back a ways, and so does this Zozo guy. So a couple of mine's, yeah, they're new age cryptids, but they do predate the internet.
Oh, okay.
But not the board game. Just so kind of weird. Still haven't played all the board games I wanted to this Christmas. Just saying.
Oh, snap.
I know, I try so hard, and then I don't want Pat to say that I'm getting bossy when I'm drinking, because I'm like, I want to play this one next. But we haven't played anything really, except for that trivia one we were playing where each card has a trivia question on it. Anyway.
Yeah.
We were playing it a little bit. I love games. Okay. So, yes, this creepy dude is having a bit of a comeback, I will say, in my humble opinion. Not unhelped by podcasters like us. Oops.
Yeah. We're aware of the part we play.
It's bad, and people are like, maybe we should stop saying Skinwalker so much in our episodes. I'm like, oh god, should we? Yeah. But yeah, power in a name, they do say. There are many books, actually, or at least a few books that I came across that I kind of want to read now about the Zozo phenomenon, as the first book called it, and that was the Zozo phenomenon by Darren Evans and Rosemary Ellen Gooley, maybe. And like a collection of stories, it is, I guess. And there was a similar one called Stalked by the Zozo Demon by Selena Summers and Tim Wood, not Tom. I don't know why they're both written in pairs, but cute. And on the Goodreads like blurb for the Zozo phenomenon, it said, for decades, unsuspecting users of spirit boards have been pestered and attacked by a malevolent entity that calls itself Zozo, the King of Kings.
Ooh.
Not cocky at all.
Yeah.
Evenings of entertainment have ended in anxiety and fear, with lingering problems ranging from hauntings to dream invasion to psychological terror. Darren Evans is a paranormal survivor who learned about Zozo the hard way and took his story to the world. People around the planet responded with similar stories, and some that were even more shocking. In this groundbreaking book, Darren Evans and paranormal expert Rosemary Ellen Gooley probe the mystery of Zozo, from ancient gods to modern aliens, demons, and more. Who is Zozo, and what does Zozo want? The answers will surprise you.
He wants to party.
I mean, with a name like Zozo, probably. Seems like a fun guy. He probably gets his most famous influencer appearance in The Exorcist. I can't talk. Ever heard of it?
No, not at all. What is that?
I'm like, have I seen it? And then I'm like, I probably haven't. I go, I should watch it again, though.
Yeah, I think I've watched it at one point.
Like as a rite of passage, right?
Yeah. We watched it on my birthdays. I like birthdays, and at Halloween I liked doing like horror movie like sleepovers where we would watch a bunch of horror movies, and I feel like The Exorcist is one of the only ones that we got like most of the way through and then turned off because we were just talking and we were so bored with it, and then we just watched something else instead. So maybe it had to be,
actually. Yes, maybe you have said that.
yeah, maybe it had to be more of a, you had to see it in theaters and not like after you've seen like slashers and stuff that's, I don't know.
I think that could be maybe a context thing where it's like people talk about it as the scariest one ever, and it's like maybe it was for them, but then from what we've seen, and then once something gets so hyped up too, it's expectations are a lot. But this mention in the Exorcist then supposedly inspired the modern version of Pazuzu, who they kind of blame on Babylonian culture. It's a little bit of a tangled web. I said, damn, blame those Babylonians. But so like Pazuzu and Zozo are sort of, in my mind, I guess, tangentially connected at least.
Yeah.
And the Roland Doe case, which was a real life possession case, kind of inspired the film or the art that then, like The Exorcist, that then also borrowed from Babylonian culture, which is ancient. So it's all kind of like all fucked up and tangled. Weird. But art imitates life and all inspires each other, I guess. And then like he's got some looks, which is like maybe a little Krampus-y. I don't know. He's tall, tight, leanly muscled. Tight is my word. I'm sorry. That sounded weird.
Keeps it tight.
Keeps it tight. Kelsey likes to say buff. But like, you know what I mean? Like not super, super muscled, like where they're like crazy bulky. Sounds like I'm trying to describe my dream guy.
Yeah.
A dream phone. That was a board game when I was growing up. Oh, and I went to a place the other day and they had 13 Dead End Drive, and I was like, I remember that. It was a murder mystery game. Other than Clue.
Oh, okay.
Kinda, yeah. Anyways, this guy is often covered in dark, coarse fur, has a devilish tail, a black face spotted with red, long spider-like claws, yellowish gold eyes, and cloven hooves. Yeah. Oftentimes, a crackling sound can be heard when he enters a space. I don't know what that means.
It's smoldering.
Do I hear a fireplace? Yeah.
Yeah.
He can mimic voices and does mimic multiple voices at one time. Sometimes multiple spirits, or switching into a scared little boy spirit at will to make people feel sympathy for him, I guess.
Aww.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and that makes me think of the one we watched a couple movies yesterday, and Pat was like, "Oh, you should tell Kelsey about that one." They have a party, and guy has a machine, and the premise is the machine has like conscious swapping, body swapping sort of properties, and so like all hell ensues because they're like drinking and whatnot. It's very, as you could probably imagine, if you all got drunk and had a machine that could switch your freaking brains around with each other's bodies. It's like, what?
It sounds like a math problem where it's like, how many body swaps would you need to do if anybody can only swap once with each person?
Right. Is it like, it was called It's Inside, or I don't know. I was like, A, don't drink and astral project, and B, haven't any of you seen Behind Her Eyes yet? Because like that's why I would not just astral project willy-nilly, because someone gonna take your body away. Spoiler alert. Yeah. My meat suit. I hate it, but I love it. It's mine. Yeah.
Meat suit. No.
So, like, then I looked up a little bit more about Pazuzu. Again, kind of the main antagonist of the Exorcist film and book series, Gotta love when there's a book. By William Peter. Oh no. I thought I had his last name in the notes. Because I'm pretty sure that wasn't his last name. William Peter Byers? Uh-oh. I think I saw Peter and thought that was the end of it, because with me, my last name is Peters, so when I'm done writing Peters, then I'm done writing my name. Whatever, the guy that wrote The Exorcist. Why did they have to refer them by three names? So, this Pazuzu was inspired by probably both Babylonian and Assyrian lore, and that depicts him as a demon of the wind, actually a king among his fellow wind warlocks.
Wind? Weird.
Wind. Yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't have guessed that until I looked into it.
I didn't think wind needed to have demons, but okay.
I know some of the specifics. I was like, are they like saints? Are they like demons of several things? Because it he kind of has these two like weird specialties almost. But they said he was the son of the god Hanby, and he possesses a young Regan McNeil in the first Exorcist movie. Quote, often depicted as a combination of human and animal parts, with his right hand pointed up and the left downward. You might see him have the body of a man, the head of a lion or a dog, with eagle-taloned feet, 4 wings, and, my favorite, a serpentine penis. I mean...
That sounds like quite the collage of body parts.
Head of a lion or a dog. Yeah, there's just some things tossed in there. Oh, I will put also, there's like some statues and stuff, so I can add my folder now. Oh, I'm in your cryptids folder, which I'm gonna get out of because it's creepy as fuck. Put my folder.
Staring at Momo, like, no thanks.
Oh god, as soon as I saw her, I was like, okay, great, but also I don't need to talk about this crazy bitch now.
Yeah, right? As soon as you see the picture, you're like, oh yeah, like, hated that.
No, yeah, now I need to, now I know I can download, fucking delete them from cursed ones from my computer. Because we have them. I'm sorry. Okay, hang on. Where's my Word doc? Did the uploading.
Is this like a Halloween Momo mask?
Yeah, one of them was. Yes.
Oh, that's creepy. I didn't know people did that. I hate it.
Oh, why? I know, it's like ghost face. We had a lot of the Scream guy masks, but this one I can't believe people would actually take the time to make a mask of. It's so niche.
Yeah. 2009, or not 2009, 2019 was a simpler time. We didn't know there was a pandemic around the corner.
We had simultaneously too much and not enough time on our hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes he's seen as, quote, it was said, useful in Mesopotamian white magic. His inhuman and grotesque form can be inferred to have been used to frighten away unwanted guests. I like that.
Hold on, let me conjure a demon. I want this party to end.
Look at his ugly statue! He can keep his other wind demon brethren out of the home. So he's actually kind of helpful. Yeah, a lot of them believed. I don't know. Statues of him often feature inscriptions on his back, and some of the same are seen on some ritual texts and spells and special artifacts that were used for protection from or to gain the favor of, yes, more demons. I'm like, oh, is he like the Crowley? We kind of like him. He's the
Crossroads
trickster.
demon.
Yeah. He grows on you. But like, yeah, especially some of them seem as good. It's interesting. Um, Especially because this part is like real, actual folklore they found, not just internet. But like,
Yeah.
it inspires. It's interesting. It's all like so intertwined. Many Pazuzu heads have been uncovered. I think I do have a picture of one of the heads that just might be called Paz or something, where it's just
okay.
it kind of looks familiar. I don't know, like a big mouth, like kind of some of the Chinese dragon heads have.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was like, and then they'd be found all over the place. Most were made of terracotta, but also bronze, iron, and gold ones existed, as well as glass and bone.
The bone ones would be the creepiest, I think.
True. They're like, we didn't have plastic.
Yeah.
It's like the thing where, sorry, there's like the rumor that George Washington had like wooden teeth, but like that wouldn't have made sense to make fake teeth out of wood. Probably would have been porcelain, bone as in like other slaves' teeth, or like ivory or whatever. I don't know. Myths in history that are also kind of gross and dark.
Yeah.
What were their fake teeth made out of? Many of the heads would have holes or loops, allowing them for use in jewelry, such as necklaces, like a sort of talisman against evil, which were popular with ancient pregnant women, which I wrote and then thought sounded kind of funny. Ancient pregnant women. Or they could be used in like brooches or other trinkets, worn.
I just find it funny that he's like a demon, but they're like using him like a god to protect them against stuff.
I know, because sometimes he was seen as like a ward against evil, so I was a little confused.
Yeah.
I'm like, are some of these demons kind of like little saints? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm looking at like the huge stone statue that looks like it's like built outside and probably at least a story tall. Like, it's huge.
Oh, yeah. There's a few different like statue pictures. I was trying to find there was at least one that showed his serpentine penis.
Yeah, that's the one. It's like,
because I forgot until I was like, that one has like a massive erection.
Yeah, it literally looks like they just put a zigzaggy snake, and then the snake's head is like,
okay,
yeah, his dick, but it's like coiled.
Some of them were more straight up and down and less snaky.
Yeah, that one's very much like, let's just put the snake here.
Literal snake.
Yeah.
But no, it's crazy because they thought it had like healing powers. One Assyrian text like prescribes, quote unquote, a Pazuzu head to help heal illness.
Oh.
And it wasn't until we were just talking about being so sexy that I thought, oh no, does that mean more than I thought of like prescribing something for hysterical women when they like invented the first like vibrators? I don't think so. I think it's more symbological. What's the word? Symbolic? That one. But he had some differing opinions. It said that yet another text calls him the agony, the disease, and the suffering of mankind. That is to say, Pazuzu. Yeah. And although, as I think I just mentioned before a tangent, the sheer number of some of the artifacts suggest like a mass production, there was some differences, and some of the statues and stories and whatnot. Sometimes he's scaled with gazelle horns or a dog-like muzzle. Oh, I guess they did say dog head. So yeah, that tracked. Big eyes or wrinkly cheeks.
Nice.
His father, Hanpu? I think earlier I said Hampi. I'm like, I think I came across two different names. But his father is sometimes called the staggering one or the perverted one. They're real like slut shaming during these times.
Yeah, the staggering one. He's just a drunk old pervert.
Damn, yeah, they're harsh. We all overindulge sometimes. He's sometimes shown fighting an evil being known as Lamatsu, who, from what I gathered, is often seen as like attacking babies and mothers. So I think he's like seen. That's why the pregnant women see him as such a talisman, because sometimes he's shown as fighting off this evil being or whatever. It was a little confusing.
Weird.
Yeah, and like actually, yeah, that one. I think that was the end of it. Because then I did so I thought, what if I talk about Momo? But then, Momo. Yeah, so mine was a little shorter, but I don't know. I just wasn't sure because I was like, so many directions we could go. I was glad you talked about Slenderman because, like, that comes to mind when I think of internet age cryptids or
I feel like
folklore.
that's definitely like the biggest one that like still and like when did Slenderman's already been around for like probably close to 15 years, so the fact that it's still like one of the biggest infamous ones is pretty wild, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to have one that comes up like in our actual timeline where it originates or something.
Yeah, right? Normally we're talking about stuff that was a
carried
bit older
down through the ages.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. When I was looking on our Instagram and the Darkcast, our lovely network was doing the one where it features a different show each week on Spotlight on Darkcast.
Yeah.
Because they had tagged us in a video, and I thought, but we didn't put out an episode last week. And then no, they had featured us on their Spotlight on Darkcast, and it was our episode called "What Lurks in the Woods." And I was like, oh, I think we did a bunch of those like, I don't know how to call it, like foresty pine barrens, like American Midwest cryptids.
Yeah.
They kind of seem to crop up around like people settling the Americas, and there's some of them are like the Hodag, and there's just like really weird looking ones that drag their lips and sound kind of like the Eeyore of cryptids.
Right?
Yeah, I love. So I was like, oh, they featured us this week. I forgot we put that episode up there for a bonus for anyone to share. So
nice.
Shout out to us for having awesome back catalog that I forget about.
Right? Yeah, sometimes it's like, oh, should we switch out some of the episodes? And I think I just left them up and I just added to it last time. I was like, I'm just gonna put a few more on there.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it's kind of like just a little drive where if other or podcasts want to feature one of our episodes or we want to feature one of theirs, we can, which is nice to have with a network. So we love it.
Yeah.
And they promote us, which is helpful because that's the hardest part about having a podcast is like shamelessly self-promoting yourself on social media and whatnot so that you get listens.
Right.
It's so rough. Speaking of which, we'll probably have some new Patreon shout-outs to include next week, I guess. We didn't really get to anything like that this week, but next week we're going to talk about a new topic. We just picked it. Oh, it's a crimey one.
Yeah.
Where Kelsey was underwater again with no. We got some more crimes coming at you from like, yeah, the water related areas, which is
Under the sea.
it's a never ending fountain, shall we say.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
I know. It's like when Wine and Crime was like, cruise ship crimes, and they're like, we will never. But like, yeah, there just seems to be a lot when you go to look up stuff. So like, yeah, definitely I have some in the bank too where I'm like, oh shit, next time we talk about a disappearance at sea or whatever, like I've got one.
Yeah.
Which is sad. To be fair, I shouldn't laugh,
Right?
but it's crazy. Literally crazy. Yeah, so we'll delve into that, and we hope you all had a happy new year.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Welcome to 2025, everybody.
We are actually here. We did it.
Right?
Possibly our 4th or 5th year of podcasting, so we might be going a little crazy, but we thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah.
Or if you're new here, welcome. Don't listen backwards, you weirdos. Also, just don't listen to the first 10 episodes. You know, sometimes they'll say get a little embarrassed by your early ones.
And forgive our audio quality until we got these nice mics.
Yes, and once you join Patreon, if you do, throw us the likes. I want to know when someone actually listens on there.
Yeah,
what they think. Right?
What does our lowest Patreon tier start at? $2?
Yeah. Canadian. Yeah. Which is pocket change.
I know. Come on. Even cheaper for Americans. Join.
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm so happy to see a lot of people when they have joined at a higher tier, which makes me really so happy.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes me really think they're doing it more to support us than for the content, which is fine. I'm totally down with that. If you just take pity on us / love us and want to give us money, like we're down with that.
Yes, it does go back into the show. It's how we've funded the website, funded Zencaster, all that kind of stuff. So it does make a difference in the production side of things for sure, and helps support the podcast episodes directly.
That's why people say we can't do it without you.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't want to. It would be depressing. Hey, we got 2 views. Was it me and you? Yeah, it was. We hope, but we'll also, you know, it's one of those where you're supposed to do it because it's fun and you love it and it's your hobby, but also if you guys like us enough and share us enough and we get big enough, we'll try not to annoy you with too many ads and stay real and not get too up our own celebrity podcast asses.
Oh yeah.
Like some of them do. Some of them the content goes down the drain. It's very unfortunate. I would never want to be those people where you're like, they got famous and then they went to shit.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So we will keep our $5 mics. No. But
we're not $5.
No. But we'll keep our mediocre podcast equipment. Maybe until we get our next big influx on Patreon. And then we will keep it really cool for you. But until then, we'll just keep it cryptic.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, and we probably kept it under 2 hours. Look at us go.
Yeah, I think we did. Damn.
Imagine that. Bye-bye.